It's a Joe Show! With me, Joe! This is the show where I read an article a day to keep my stupid away. You learn something, I learn something, we grow together. Today's article is entitled The Power of Positive Thinking Has Been Debunked. Try reality thinking instead. This got my attention because I've always heard that if you're just positive, then the world around you will be positive and you can just suck positivity into you. So when they said this has been debunked, I was like, all right, let's figure this out because that's not what I've been told. I think the book The Secret is actually all about just willing positive things into existence. If you imagine yourself wealthy, you will become wealthy. Oh, figured it out. Except not. Skeptics from the London School of Economics and Political Science and the University of Bath followed people's finances and expectations for 18 years and found that overly optimistic thinkers end up not rich, but in fact sadder and poorer. Perhaps optimism is not a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is crazy. Two schools followed around people for 18 years and tried to track how optimistic they were. And the people who were overly optimistic that were always like, yeah, man, the grass is always greener on the other side. Live every day with dedication. Tomorrow's always a new day. My eggs are always sunny side up. These people were actually sadder and poorer than their counterparts who may have been like, we'll get them next time. But who fared the best in this study? Realistic thinkers who make decisions based on accurate assessments, aka reality, and not virtual reality, reality. Being realistic about your future and making sound decisions based on evidence can bring a sense of well-being without having to immerse yourself in relentless positivity. Dude, relentless positivity sounds exhausting. It's got the word relentless on it. It's like positivity just punching you in the face every single day, relentlessly. The study tracked 1,600 individuals in the British Household Panel Survey for nearly 2 decades. Both unrealistic optimists and unrealistic pessimists fared poorly due to making decisions based on biased expectations. Both tactics also resulted in emotional turmoil. Duh. Overly optimistic thinkers can experience destructive levels of disappointment when expectations do not pan out. I've been there. I'm working in therapy to get my expectations in check, While overly pessimistic thinkers can experience the ongoing dread of seeing and experiencing problems all the time. To help illustrate how optimistic, realistic, and pessimistic thinkers function, co-author David DeMeza, a professor of management at the London School of Economics, describes how each behave during a pandemic. Optimists will see themselves as less susceptible to the risk of COVID-19 than others, and are therefore less likely to take appropriate precautionary measures, like perhaps wearing a mask and social distancing. Pessimists, on the other hand, may be tempted to never leave their houses or send their children to school ever again. And man, we all know homeschooling really messes up a kid. They don't get socialized. It just creates weirdos. Realists, however, take measured risks based on our scientific understanding of the disease. So they wear masks, they socially distance, but they can still go out and support the economy. What a crazy idea. Realistic thinkers, of course, are a minority. The researchers say that roughly 80% of the population are unrealistic optimists. Oh my God. 80% of people are that optimistic? I am definitely not in that 80% at all. These are people who tend to overestimate the likelihood that good things will happen and underestimate the possibility of bad things. The title of Karen Carullo's excellent book on the topic describes the downside of all this American outlook in the book Never Saw It Coming. So this was a really short article today to just say, hey, it seems like realistic thinking is the way to go. Take measured risks. Use data to figure out what you should do and believe a little bit in science. It's not even a belief. Trust a little bit in science. Trust in science.
I have a theory for that. Let's test it.
With all that in mind, what do you think you are? Are you an overbearing optimist? Are you a dreadful pessimist? Or are you one of those cool, realistic thinkers? Let me know in the comments below. This has been today's Joe Show. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button and mash that bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Also follow me on Instagram @ajoeshow. Until next time, read something good. This has been the Joe Show. I love you.